in terms of in terms of the access point on this, what about you? When you talk about the devices, does this require any additional software to be installed on the iPads and basically the your smartphones? Because we don't do the multi-factor authentication via text message. We do it via by the Microsoft multi-factor app.
Yeah. And it really depends on what your organizational policy is like. You can roll out, you can deploy the Authenticator app, which is one step closer to a passwordless environment, where it's like a security token that gets updated every 30 seconds with a new key. You can do it that way, or you can send a text message to the mobile phone. It really depends on what and Peter, we've worked with a customer about 2-3 months ago that actually just wanted the simplicity of a text message, because they didn't want to tell their users to deploy the Authenticator app. What's nice about this is you can actually set various levels. So a managed device would be a device enrolled that's compliant, is running the latest version of the operating system and all of those things when it comes to iOS and Android. But you don't have to push an application down. It's not at all invasive. It's just different levels of risk profiling when it comes to that. And something as simple, and we always use the same example. If your identity is compromised, let's say you don't have MFA enabled, and there's a hacker sitting in somewhere in Europe or wherever in the world, right? And you log in from an IP address that's listed as a public IP in New York, and someone who's got your identity logs in from the UK or from South Africa or from Australia, anywhere. Within an allotted time frame, we consider that as an impossible travel, and there's an impossible travel policy that says, how can this user log in from 2 different locations within an allotted period of time when it's impossible to travel to that location within that time frame? And those are the sorts of things that you can invoke and say,